Morning, guys and gals. So today I'm going to take you through doing a transmission service on this here Newmar Ventana LE. It's a 2016 model and it is on Freightliner XCR Chassis, and I'm going to show you how to do a service on the transmission, which is the Allison MH3000. So follow along and I'll take you through how I get this done on this beautiful motorhome. So stand by. Alright, so what we got here is an Allison 3000. So this is on a Newmar Freightliner chassis. So what I'm doing today is I'm doing a transmission oil change. So I'm just kind of going to follow along and how this is going on. So this pan has two filters. There's filter cover, and the drain plug is right here. So I am going to drop the fluid on this, put new filters in, and just kind of show you how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and pull these filter covers off and see if there's any signs of damage. I don't know the history of this transmission, so this is kind of a exploratory thing. So what I'm doing here is I've already got all but one bolt out of this side. So I'm going to crack this last one off. So it's about freaking 25 degrees outside right now, so it's not exactly ideal. I pulled this coach out of storage so I could start working on it and getting it ready, and wouldn't you know it, Murphy's Law decided to turn the weather cold again. Yeah, that fluid's not a nice red color. She definitely needs changed. So there's one filter. Down in there. We'll let that drain for a bit. Alright, while that one's draining, I'm going to go ahead and pull the bolts out of this other side. Try not to get oil on myself. If you don't have one of these nifty little Milwaukee ratchets, I highly recommend it. These things are nice. now that all of those are off, slide around to the other side and pry that loose. Okay, so I got this other side started. Bring that down. Just like that. So I'm going to take these filters inside and give them a good look over. I just want to see if there's any metal. This coach was towed, and it's been suggested that the drive shaft may or may not have been disconnected while it was towed. So that's why I'm really curious about the condition of this transmission. Oh, don't you do that now. So here's what the filter looks like up close. I don't see any signs of metal in here. No sparkles in the fluid. So I think everything looks pretty good. This filter is just kind of pressed in here. Can't really do this one-handed. Here, stand by. So it just slips over. You got O-ring inside there. Just slips on. But anyways, that's what it looks like. I got to clean this gasket off. Got new gaskets, new O-rings. So we'll be doing that, and stay tuned. Alright, the filter kit comes with, of course, 2 new filters, an assortment of O-rings, and the gaskets for the covers. So I've got the gasket off, all cleaned up, and I'm going to use this dentist hook to pull this seal off of here. Take this guy, match it up here. Looks like that's the one. And this top one, let's see, it's this little skinny guy. So that is that one there. Slip him into the groove. So that's our 2 O-rings. And the gasket. Looks like it only goes on one way. Just like such. And filter. Already has a seal in it. So I think the wise choice here is to lube that up. is ready to go back in. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. I will put these back in and drop the rest of that oil. This will be a done deal. Okay. Both filters are installed. Bases are cleaned. Gaskets, O-rings swapped out. Next step is to clean the gaskets off the transmission case. That should be fun. So we'll go start on that. Alright, so I have cleaned out this drain pan. That way if there's anything in this transmission that doesn't belong, I'll see it in this pan. So it's still draining out of here from the filter drop. So I have this drain plug is loose. So I have a hunch that this thing holds more than my drain pan can carry, so I'm going to remain on hot standby here. Put this plug back in. Oh yeah. Okay. I watch a lot of videos out there, people doing stuff like this without gloves on. Personally, I think that's very foolish. Do yourself a favor and wear the gloves. There's no need to get this stuff on your skin and absorb it into your body. It's not worth it. So I'm going to dump this pan in my waste oil heater and then I'll be back. This pan was nice and clean. I'm not seeing anything coming out of this transmission. No clutch material, no metal flakes, no sparklies. So, very happy about that. So, oh, the dang wind. Dang wind. Just blowing this stuff right at me. Oh, come on, really? So, let's see if we can get her all this time. There's quite a bit of fluid in these trannies. I think we're good. So while that's draining out, I'm going to go ahead and get this gasket peeled off of here. You can see it's still stuck up there, which I hate when that happens. So much easier to clean them off the other part. So we'll get that cleaned off, get those filters back in, and be ready to put this baby back together and fill her up. Now that I got all this gasket material off of here, this one was a real bugger. That stuff was baked on big time. So that took a little while. Let me go ahead and wipe all this off. Make that nice and clean. Alright, so getting this back in here. Make sure your gasket is lined up. And another thing to note is these transmissions have different options in these filter lengths. So you got to measure your oil pan to make sure you got the right length in your filters. I think there's 3 different options. So just make sure that when you order your filters, you are aware of which pan you have. I think. sure these go up nice and straight too. You don't want to mess your O-rings up. So that bottom O-ring just sits in that bevel notch. Recommend put all the bolts in. Make sure this thing goes in nice and straight. Not to mess up that O-ring. There, torqued. That should be that. Filters back in. Good as new. And I will repeat that process on the other side. And about ready to throw the drain plug back in and top her off with oil. Okay, I have both filters back in, and wipe up all the oil. Now, the last thing is there's also an O-ring on this drain plug, and I recommend swapping that out too. There's one in the kit, so we'll throw that on. Okay, we've got the new O-ring on there, and there's also on the very end a magnet, and that's where you'll find out if you got problems. This one had just a ever so slight skim of black on it. This transmission's in great shape. No issues that I can see. Super happy about that. So throw this drain plug back in. Don't wipe all this oil off. It's going to drip on your driveway if you have one. I'm just out here in the gravel, but still a good idea to clean up after a job like this. You don't have to go crazy tight on those, as they have an O-ring seal, so there's no sense to mash it down crazy tight. Not necessary. Alright, so that is it for underneath. Now we just got to fill it up, and we're done. Alright, this is the manufacturer recommended fluid for your Allison transmission. The Transsin 668. Right there. Do yourself a favor and put the right stuff back in. So I got 6 of these 1-gallon jugs to fill this thing back up. I'll let you know how much it actually takes. Alright, so here's the transmission fills. And I parked a little too close to the shop and I can't quite open the hood all the way, but this, jam the funnel in there. I think it'll work. We'll give it a go. It's going to take a while to pour 6 gallons back in this thing, but we'll see how it goes. It's not going too bad. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of pouring fluid in the transmission, so I'm going to dump about 4 of these things in and see how the level looks. I'll let you know exactly how much this one takes. Okay, so we've got the transmission fluid back in, and I am just kind of letting it run and letting it warm up right now. It's going to take a little bit to get up to temperature. It's only at 77 right now, but also I'm over here just kind of, so the air brake is engaged right now, so, and the jacks are down, so I'm just shifting the thing into drive and just kind of moving it back and forth just to cycle the fluid, make sure everything's flowing through the transmission, since dropping those filters out just to make sure all the air is purged out of everything. I don't know if this is necessary or not, but it's just, I feel like it's a good thing to do. And so once this thing's warmed up to operating temperature, we can check the fluid level right here with this keypad, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Oil level check on this, you push the up and down simultaneously and it'll bring it into diagnostics mode. And now it says trans oil level okay. And that was me putting exactly 5 gallons back in, so that's interesting. So I'm going to go verify that on the dipstick, and according to everybody that manufacturer and all of those people, they all say that this is the best way to check your fluid level. It's more accurate than the dipstick. So if this says it's okay, then according to Allison, that's all it needs to do. And exit is any one of these range buttons will kick you back out. So that's how to finish it up. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments. And thank you for watching. And please subscribe if you like my content. Have a good day.